So this is round one of a massive pick. Then I got like a whole bunch of these smut magazines. That's Popeye Mae West. Popeye was a dog. I also found some monster magazines. Now here's some more material. A lot of occultic books. Actually, it's signed by him, which is really cool. But what a gem of a find! Very unexpectedly. I found genitology, reading the genitals. So you know what I'll be doing tonight. All right, I'm done reading my genitals. Hey, I hope everybody's doing well out there. I put together some video clips of my last major book pick. It took me over a month to complete, but it got done finally. So if you haven't, I hope everyone likes and subscribes to the channel. If you see anything that interests you on the video, feel free to send me a message through the YouTube or make a comment or find me on the Facebook. Anyhow you want to do it. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. The book pick loaded up and shipping out. All right, so this is day 4 on one of the biggest book picks I've been on. And I made my first offer on the first lot of books, and I got them in the vehicles all boxed up. It's taken a long time. There's some really nice books in this lot though. But I've been up since 5:30. Got here at 8. Been going at it till noon, and I got a lot of work to be done. I'll show you the finds when I get back to the shop. I'm simultaneously working on 2 very large book hauls. It's been a ton of work, but definitely worth it. There's good material in here, so I'll show you when I get back to the shop. So this is round 1 of a massive pick. Here's some of them on the floor. A lot of these are Folio Society books. The History of Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, 8-volume set. Shakespeare's classical plays. That's Marcel Proust's works 1 through 6. What's great about these books is that they're all solid. They're clean. Most of them are in their shrink wrap. Let's see what we got in this pile. Colin Wilson, The Occult. Occultic stuff's always good. Let's see, yoga. Other stuff. Let's see over here. More Folio Society, History of England. Look at that one, Kashmir, described by this guy. Tibet and Nepal. In this collection, there is a vast variety of material. The Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology by Robbins. That's a first edition. In this box, there's a whole bunch of other books. I'm not going to go through them all, but I put some out on the table so I can show you some of my favorite ones. So here we have 3 H.P. Lovecraft first editions, later prints though, first American editions, books. Lovecraft is always very popular, and there's another one, The Roots of Horror and Fiction of H.P. Lovecraft. Very popular, like a cultic following. Then I got like a whole bunch of these smut magazines or cartoons from a while, I don't know, the 30s, I believe. Maybe I shouldn't be looking through these. There's some pretty, that's Popeye Mae West. Popeye was a dog. So I'll probably bunch them up together. Major Hoople. Yeah, everybody's having fun. So anyhow, then I got The Ways of the Hobo. The famous tramp. This guy traveled all over the country, turn of the century. And it's a very cool book. I got a great local history book, History of the 8th. This was Volunteer Cavalry, 8th New York Volunteer Cavalry. So that's who is in Shenango County is. Men in Shenango County were part of this cavalry. If I can find, here we go. Nope, that's not it. But it's all about their skirmishes and okay, yeah, right there. Volunteers of Monroe, and you see Shenango in there. Got a nice cookbook, Sicilian cookbook. Very neat, rare cookbook. So this is round one of the book haul. Round four, day 5, something like that. Of my huge book pick I've been working on. Tomorrow will be the third straight day I'm there. Wake up bright and early, 4:35 in the morning. Get there and start sorting through books. And I don't sleep very well because I get pretty excited every time I know I got like a pick or I'm looking forward to something. And my hands have been going numb at night. It's weird. My sisters say I'm not getting enough oxygen in my blood or something. I don't know where they get that idea from. So I'll show you a couple of other little gems I've found. This is called The Practical Phrenologist by O.S. Fowler. Now, Fowler apparently was one of the leading figures of phrenology, really pushed the movement, and it's actually it's signed by him, which is really cool, obviously. And let me see here. This one is published in 1898, and there's the phrenology numbers on the head. So it was basically pseudoscience where, based on the lumps on your head, people like Fowler thought that you could predict personality traits and stupidity, things of that nature. So they would evaluate your head, and somebody in here filled this out. They found out that they were a complete moron. I'm joking, I don't know what they found out. But really neat little book. So stuff like this is gonna always have some type of market for it. Here's another really nice book, Flowers of the Field and Forest. And it's a beautiful large hardcover book. I'll take you inside. And here we go. Published in 1887. Original watercolor drawings after nature. It says by Isaac Sprague. Starts with Bloodroot. And as you open it, there's a little poem here, and across from it, after you open the tissue paper, there we go. Yep. There's your original watercolor Bloodroot. There's some thistle. Pasture thistle. By a homely flower that blooms along the dry and dusty ways, I have a mind to make a song and make it in thy praise. For thou art favored of my heart, humble and outcast thou art. Thou never with the plants of grace in garden borders set. Full often have I seen thy face with tender teardrops wet. I've seen thy gray and ragged sleeves all ringing with them morns and eves. Albeit thou livest in a bush of such unsightly form, thou hast not need to blush. Thou hast thine own sweet charm, and for that charm I love thee so, and not for any outward show. Alice Carey. So it's a really nice book. And if you ever came across one of these books and it was beat up and damaged, what you can at least do is preserve the pictures inside, cut them out, frame them, do something with them, because they're beautiful. Same with bird books. Anything like this 19th century has a nice desirability about it. There's a quality about books like this. They're special, and nobody makes them like these anymore. So it's kind of like a piece of art. Loaded up. This is the last day here on the pick. This pick has taken me over a month to do just based on time restraints, but it's been well worth it. There's some really cool material, and I had a lot of fun. It's like Christmas when I get to go on these picks, you know? You never know what you find, and it's real fun. Look at my bent glasses. Huh? It's always something. It's either my long neck or my bent glasses. I must have been reading too hard, and the brain power bent them. So here's some more material. A lot of occultic books. There's Montague Summers. This is a first edition, so that's I believe this one's a first edition. Yep, first edition, first printing. So he's a pretty well-known author in the field. There's another Lovecraft book, James Webb, The Occult Establishment. Anything like this is always popular subject matter. So, on things on secret societies, so on masonry. These are always popular. Another copy of the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Demonology. So anytime you see this kind of material, it's well worth picking it up. I also found some monster magazines. Now, 5 years ago when I first started, a buddy of mine had a huge collection of these. Now, there's a lot of condition issues, some worse than others, but some of these magazines can fetch a really nice dollar amount. It all kind of depends. Obviously, the earlier the better, I'd assume, in these. But it ranges, prices range. It's all about desirability. So these are really neat, all different monster magazines. That one's kind of neat, Frankenstein. Night of the Living Dead. I had John Russo, the creator of Night of the Living Dead, do a book signing here my second year. Now I also found a whole ton of these books, almost kind of how-to books, poison pen letters. Just really interesting subject matter. That prison killing techniques, blade, bludgeon, and bomb. If any of my friends in lockup see this video, I got you covered. And I found genitology, reading the genitals. So you know what I'll be doing tonight. How to steal food from the supermarket. Armed defense. How to collect illegal debt. How to create a new identity. Very, very cool, interesting stuff. So, frauds, ripoffs, and con games. So there's definitely a market for everything like this. How to counterfeit your ID. Brown's Alcohol Motor Fuel Cookbook. Making money at markets. Really interesting, different kind of stuff. All right, I'm done reading my genitals. So here's another interesting book, Theater of Hell. Dr. Lung's Complete Guide to Torture by Ha Ha Lung. So some squirrely person might come in here and they'll just have to have this. And kind of interesting. And then here's a pile of different conspiracy books. You know, depending on the author, there's some really corny, cheap stuff out there. Oh, that ain't a conspiracy one. Some of these are just historical books. But yeah, they'd be called conspiracy theorists, I guess. Eustace Mullins' New History of the Jews. Elizabeth Dilling, very big name. Manly P. Hall, famous 32-degree Mason, Secret Destiny of America. Never heard this title. Rachel Hybridity. Who's Who in the World Zionist Conspiracy by James Combs. The Socialist Network, Nesta Webster, another pretty renowned name in the conspiracy world. And there's a World Revolution by Webster. So 13th Tribe by Arthur Kessler. So interesting stuff. Okay, here's another rare book for you. The Green Mountain Boys. So this is a really cool book. The Green Mountain Boys, a historical tale of the early settlement of Vermont. 2 volumes in one. And this is 1848. That's a nice rare book. So that's another very cool find. Okay, I want to show you the gem of the day, the find of the day, basically, in the large book haul that I was working on here. It's titled Individualism, True and False by F.A. Hayek. I hope you can see that well. It's reverse looking on my screen. But Hayek here gave a lecture at the University College of Dublin, Ireland on December 17, 1945. And Hayek was a big proponent of individualism and decentralization of government. They don't teach this man in college, I assure you that. It's predominantly collectivist mentality. Basically, Hayek warned of the dangers of centralized government and centralized social systems. So he's a winner of the 1974 Nobel Peace Prize, part of the Austrian School of Economics. He argued on the benefits of free market economics. So anyhow, this is a very, very low rare piece of history right here. And the man who owned this was a world-renowned scholar and historian. I followed his work for 10 years. I believe I've said that previously. I have nothing but respect for the man who owned this. And I'm picking what was his retreat home. And unfortunately, I can't give you a name, but someday I will be able to when the whole situation's worked out. And here he underlined some things. He underlined, "We are in fact rapidly moving from a society of free individuals towards one of a completely collectivist character. Inevitability of gradualness to a system where order is created by direct commands." Undoubtedly, the person whose home I'm picking, his line of thinking lines up with F.A. Hayek. And I looked up what this sold for, and Bauman Rare Books sold this for $375. I'm not exactly sure when, but this is sold. And mine is not in as excellent condition as theirs. It has some issues, and of course the previous owner has underlined a couple things in here. But what a gem of a find! Very unexpectedly, the man who owned this bought this at a used bookstore for $7.50. So it happens. There's still a lot of buys out there. I wanted to share that with you all. Very special little lecture. All right, so as you all can see, I've had a very successful pick. It's been a great, it's been over a month, and I finally though closed on my deals. I have a lot to go through. I figure I'd show you a smattering of the material, some rare books, some beautiful ones presented perfectly, and a lot of them are still the Folio Societies. They're still in their wraps, original wraps. It's very cool, a whole range of different material. And so I have another pick I'm finishing up out in Mount Upton. I'm bringing the trailer on Thursday. Been taking video of that pick as well. So it's busy. It never ends. It's been a very successful pick. I hope you enjoyed watching it. It's a lot of fun for me. I'm going to try to stay disciplined, keep putting the videos out there. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep putting material out there, and I hope you find it interesting and kind of fun.